Burnline Podcast. The burn line on a well-crafted cigar is straight and sharp as a razor, much like our wit and wisdom. And what is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, over the age of 21, you are listening to Burnline Podcast, coming to you not live from the hot box, the smoky back room where deals are struck and fortunes are made, adjacent to the Rocky Patel Cigar Lounge, nestled amongst the complex of rooms that comprise Davidoff Cigars, Westminster, Maryland, USA, the only Rocky Patel Cigar Lounge in the state of Maryland. I'm Johnny Midas.
And I'm El Fumo.
And we smoke cigars.
Yes, we do. By the way,
dun dun.
This is part of the news. Just a quick spoiler. It doesn't matter if you're 21 in certain places anymore. So, that's unfortunate. We'll get into that later.
Just so everybody in the entire company of YouTube is aware, it's children of all ages over the age of 21. Yeah. Just so we're very clear, okay? Stop fucking sabotaging us, El Fumo.
Because you can still be a child at 50, whatever. As long as your parents are alive, you're still a child,
I know some children that are 50, and I don't mean their parents are alive. I
okay.
Just mean they're fucking
I was going to say, what's the cutoff for being called a child?
Growing the fuck up. Right. I mean, come on. Let's get real. All right. We are smoking something pretty fucking awesome. This is the AJ Fernandez 20th anniversary.
Hell yeah.
Puro 6x56. El Fumo, tell us what this retails for here at Davidoff Cigars in Westminster.
Dude, not that much. It was like, what, $16.36? Like, it was such a weird number. It's like, wait, why don't you just... Okay.
But no, because you got the taxes and stuff.
Yeah, okay, this is not a Davidoff issue, but it's like, dude, if you're going to
a lot of them do that.
Right. It's like, if you're going to give me cents, just even at 25, 20.
No, but you remember how it was like 7 years ago, the cool thing for restaurants came to be like you just put a whole number for the cost of food. Mm-hmm. You know, no and cents. That means that Chipotle puts and cents.
Yeah.
We're fancy. It's just 7.
I'm okay with that.
They need to do that for cigars.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
But anyway, but when you buy by the box like I do, it does add up, dude. Okay. You know, like not rounding up. All right, so this is the AJ Fernandez 20th anniversary, and we're Fernandez fans on the show.
Absolutely.
You know, he's got sticks I don't like everybody. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of them, and, some of them are low end.
Yeah.
This is not low end. Now, AJ's really approachable on price. He's very affordable.
Yeah.
So this 20th anniversary, which looks fucking gorgeous, by the way, $16.5, that's expensive for a Fernandez.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's worth it.
But for a Toro nowadays, that's just middle of the road.
Yeah, just slightly above.
Like in our awards categories, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, over 12 is middle of the road.
But yeah. But dude, AJ, who hasn't AJ collabed with? Like, try to name a company and you're like, fuck.
I don't know. He is like, you know who he's like? He is like Bill Murray. Like his fingers are in everything.
Yeah.
Like you might not know it, but he's involved with fucking everything.
Everything and everyone.
Yeah, he's like the Bill Murray of the cigar. Yeah. I don't know about AJ's personal habits. Anyway, so let's get this cut and lit. And before we do, just beautiful.
I was gonna say this presentation's cool.
Like no cello. It's got the cedar sleeve.
I'm not used to cedar on AJ's though.
No. We can go ahead and slide that off.
Ooh,
came out.
Look at that.
Came off that's just perfect.
Cool.
Love it. Okay, so this is a dry looking toothy wrapper. Mm-hmm. God, that's gorgeous. What is this made out of?
Most likely San Andres. I should have looked that up. But do you see that? That's like a quadruple cap on the top, by the way.
Yeah, cap is heavy duty. So it is gold and black. It is stamped. It's a 3-dimensional band, but there is shiny gold and there is matte gold. And this just looks fucking...
Yeah, it's cool as shit.
It's just badass,
I bet you that's $2 of the cigar.
For real. Like, this is a serious double band.
Yeah.
It's got this secondary AJ Fernandez band that he puts on all his cigars, but this is two-tone gold, 2 tones of gold. And it's not shiny black, and it is not matte black. You know what this is?
What is it, sir?
This is textured. This is leather texture black. This looks like black leather. Absolutely beautiful cigar.
Dude, I love the finish. It's just I'm loving these finishes that everybody's doing, like that vintage look.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely. This is like a 1940s Mercedes is what this reminds me of.
Yeah,
and of course there's gold on it, so Johnny Midas loves it. Matches my bracelet and my Hamilton Bolton watch.
You're like gold member.
If this just had like black crocodile leather band, it would match this cigar perfectly. Mm-hmm. And a black face, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm saying is it doesn't match at all. But I like the gold.
Yeah. So all I'm getting, by the way, is a Nicaraguan puro.
From AJ, Nicaraguan puro, 20th anniversary, and we are going to smoke it for you guys. So it is time for the official cutting. And I am cutting with my Craftsman's bench, open-ended, double guillotine, and you got the same thing.
Craftsman's bench, all stainless steel though.
Same thing, different finish.
The official cutting is brought to you by Lord Baltimore Distributors. Featuring proprietary blends available nowhere else, Lord Baltimore Distributors are meticulously crafted boutique cigars made in small batches for every palate. Lord Baltimore Distributors, when only the best will do.
And as always, we remind you to clip that cigar with authority. No limp-wristed cutting allowed.
That was a lot of authority.
And we're going to go ahead and tap that dottle out. Okay, so I got this question from burnlinepodcast@gmail.com. Thank you. But Nelson wanted to know, how come you always use a straight cut? Right? And then he went on his multi-paragraph Colibri XV deep, like the one everybody,
Here we go. Do we want to fight?
Here we go. Okay, and so here is why.
God.
The reason that Johnny Midas pretty much uses exclusively a straight cut, there are 3 reasons. First and foremost is I can't do the hand job with a V-cut. That is first and foremost, and it makes a difference not having those little specks of shit come out on your tongue, especially if you like smoking strong cigars.
That's right.
Because that little fleck is like a piece of pepper, and it's just burning there, and it's on the tip of your tongue, which is a very sensitive part. Yeah. So that is one reason. The second reason is I cannot cut every vitola with a V-cut. I can cut every vitola with an open-ended double guillotine. Although this Craftsman's bench probably goes up to 62 for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it, but it definitely can fit.
Yeah, I'm not sure it would. You could get the shoulder of a 64 in there. If you're doing a fucking 8x80 Asylum, you need a fucking chainsaw or something.
I have the Vertigo, that big Vertigo cutter.
Yeah, the 80 gauge Vertigo.
Yes, that thing's awesome as shit.
But come on, that's a gimmick cigar. Like, people don't smoke those all the time.
Yep.
That's the second reason. The third reason is there are vitolas that I can clip with the V-cut that do not smoke properly with the V-cut. Great example of that. I don't know if you remember, we smoked the Carreras Devil's Den, and it's like a 46 ring gauge box press.
I don't remember.
That might have been before your time.
Okay.
That might have been part of the 5 cigar gauntlet.
Oh,
That was way back in the day. But, it's Devil's Den, right? They make a vitola that is a box pressed 46 ring gauge.
Wait, the Devil's Den, the DBO, not Carreras?
No, Esteban Carreras. Devil's Hand.
Yeah, the Devil's Hand.
Devil's Dirt.
Devil's Hand.
Devil's Hand.
That's what it was. I was like, wait, no, Devil's Den was DBO.
That's a local battlefield.
That was the exclusive.
That's from, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting confused there. So, the Devil's Hand. But that's an example, and even a Padron Principe.
Yes.
Vitola.
That's a hard box press.
That you can fuck it up with a V-cut, particularly the deep V-cut. Now, I like it, and I've done it before, and I'll do it again.
Yeah.
This just allows me to be prepared for any circumstances.
Right.
So that's the answer to your question. I really appreciate you reaching out and asking. I think it's a great question, and that's why.
Yeah, so I can forgive like a V-cut because it's like, even in a pinch, I'll use a V-cut. V-cut, you still got a decent amount of surface area.
You know what I use in a pinch?
What's that? Oh, yeah, the Skeletal. Not sponsored.
I use the Johnny Midas Skeletal that I keep pretty fucking sharp.
Yeah.
We did that on the show once where we showed how to cut with a razor.
Right. So I have 2 reasons why I use a straight cut. 1, because that's the way God intended to smoke cigars. And 2, to quote Ricky Bobby, because fuck you, that's why.
Oh, speaking of God's intentions, we're not smoking the cigar, so how about the official lighting so that we can turn this into a cigar smoking podcast?
Oh, shit. That's right.
And I'm going to be lighting up with my electrician's butane torch. So we talked about this as, this is not fancy. It's not good looking. It has a kind of cool, like, Yeti type of vibe to it, blue collar or something. But if you are looking for a torch that holds a lot of fuel, is much, much more finely adjustable than any cigar butane torch ever. And I have a fucking DuPont. Like, I have nice lighters and stuff. This is it, right? So, first of all, on and off.
Yep.
Right? This is directly... Will the propane come out of the butane, come out of the end. Right here, we have a trigger lock, which I think I've broken. And then on this side, we have, this is the trigger lock here. So you can't even press the button down. So you can leave all of your settings, right? And just lock the trigger. And then you have this very, very big small to large flame. Now I'm going to show you, this is flame off. I don't know if the camera will pick this up. There's no flame. And then this is all the way. That's a fucking rocket ship, right? And what that means is you can start out way down here, toast your cigar. As the butane gets used up, you can slowly open that up.
Yep.
It has far more adjustment than a regular butane torch. And this lights pretty much anywhere. This will light in the wind. You can kind of see this. I don't know if it'll show up on camera how deep that is, that well. It blocks all of the wind. It does have this spring-loaded shock-resistant feature.
Yeah, I guess if you drop it.
Yes, you can totally drop this. I've run over it with my truck. It will still work. Under $20, we'll say. It depends on the brand, time of year, Black Friday, whatever.
Yeah.
This is an electrician's butane torch, and you use it for heat shrink on electrics. So I'm going to light up with this and demonstrate. And you've got...
the Vertigo Cyclone.
Quad flame. Again, that is our favorite, both of ours favorite utility lighter fair.
Yep. So to note, this is $15. That's probably a hair under 15. This is a cigar dedicated lighter that is not. Right. But for under 15, you're getting more fuel and, more way control than this. But, I mean, they're both useful, but...
Well, that fits in your pocket. This does not fit in your pocket very good, but this is the podcaster's backup torch.
Yeah.
This will always fucking work, and it doesn't run out of fuel unless you let it.
Right.
Right? It's like, oh no, it feels light. Yeah, you've got 3 cigars left in there. It feels empty, and you can light 3 more cigars.
Yeah. The official lighting is brought to you by 2C Premium Coffee. Keep your day fueled with delicious coffee from 2C Premium Coffee. Featuring select beans from Bali, Kenya, Ethiopia, and around the world, 2C Premium utilizes continual roasting, so you are always getting a truly fresh cup of premium coffee. 2C Premium Coffee, morning made us.
All right, let's go ahead and get these lit. And as always, we remind you, toasted, not roasted. Treat that cigar with the love and respect it deserves, and it will return the flavor. Look at how precise this is. Look at what I'm doing. Can you see the cherry on the face? Watch that. Right? Super precise. And again, you can make the flame bigger or smaller as you wish. So basically, the Johnny Midas take on this is it is ugly. It doesn't fit in my pocket. It's utilitarian. I'm going to carry around, like my Rocky Patel white and gold cross or my ST DuPont actual gold-plated or my not gold-plated gold bar because they're beautiful and I like fucking beautiful stuff and I like gold. But I'm always going to have this, right? I'm always going to have this as my backup. It's there. So there you go if you're looking for, and also, man, if you have like a back porch spot to smoke, this is the only fucking light. I mean, you can get a bench lighter or something, but you can leave this out in the weather.
And it'll be fine.
Like, I wouldn't recommend letting it get rained on.
Right.
But this has gotten rained on. You gotta let it dry out. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, we use it at the back porch at work every day.
This is our official daily lighter. Also, this particular torch is like
Over a year old.
No, this one's like 7 years old now.
Oh, where'd you get that from then?
I got it from Lowe's.
7 years ago?
Yeah.
Really? So it's been with you this whole time?
Yeah, it's been at the factory for a year.
So from
This is my actual out of my toolbox electrician's butane
from
torch.
Kentucky to here.
Before Kentucky, or no?
Yeah, it would be Kentucky.
No, 7 years ago. 7 years ago was South Carolina.
South Carolina. Cool.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember. It's fucking old though.
7 years.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that because I talk about it on the show sometimes. It's like, if you want, like, if you're ever in a situation where I have to be able to light my cigar, get this.
Yep.
At least as your backup.
Have one in the car.
Yes. Have one in the truck. I have so much butane in my 4Runner that if I get in an accident, they're probably going to have to call in hazmat to clean up. They're like, how the fuck did this truck burn so?
All right. Or ATF.
Was it running on rocket fuel?
Yeah.
What the hell? What kind of mods did this redneck motherfucker do to this
Yeah,
truck?
they'll call ATF on you. They're like, is he a terrorist?
Right. No, I actually have a propane torch in the back of my truck with my tools. That is also a pretty good emergency lighter. That will blow the shit out of you. I've tried it.
I wouldn't recommend it on a good...
Just the pressure of the flame will actually pull the cigar apart.
Yeah.
Like, I've tried it before.
I've done it before. I don't do it on premium cigars, like uber premium, but like yards.
Well, I posed for Instagram doing stuff like that. Like, it's really fun. I've got one. I got to repost it. So this is like the first days of Burnline, and I posed in front of the danger flammable sign with the fire extinguisher and like 3 diesel jerry cans.
Okay.
In the compressor room.
Oh, okay.
So I posed it right there against the wall, and I lit up a cigar like for Instagram. It was fucking hilarious. It was all posed. There was no actual danger or risk and nothing flammable nearby. I had just bought the cans because we were using that diesel generator because the old compressor took a shit.
Yeah.
That might have been before your time. But yeah, it makes for a good photo op, but it doesn't actually work. But I do have fucking butane lighters stashed everywhere, mostly Vertigos and what's the Paleo? You got a bunch of those.
Yeah.
The only thing, one of the reasons that I rank the Vertigo higher than the Paleo is the entire bottom of the tank on the Paleo is
the volume.
So I always fuck it up.
Yeah.
Just putting it in my pocket, it changes the volume.
Or dropping it.
Well, yeah,
you can damage the dial on it.
Yeah,
so that's
I don't
a problem.
remember doing that. I do know every time I put it in my pocket and walk around, it changes the dial.
Yeah.
And then I got to fuck with it again. So, all right, this is the AJ Fernandez 20th anniversary, 16 and some change here at Davis Cigars in Westminster.
This is a cigar show, by the way.
Yeah, not a lighter show. All right, so and I'm a 1/4 inch in. You're a little more than that.
Yeah.
Tasting notes.
So it's a little harsh on the back of the palate. Not getting much of a flavor there, but when I'm exhaling, I'm getting like this weird sweet wood flavor, like in the mid nostrils.
Yeah, like on the retro for sure. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, yeah, you're good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, like I'm having trouble with sparsing it out here.
Okay, so this is a little bizarre. On the non-retro hail, there is wood. It is not. It's cedar adjacent. It's not cedar, but there is like a soft wood, almost like pine, with persimmon. I don't know if you've had persimmons, but they have a very distinct, slightly citrus flavor. With, I'm gonna call it simple syrup. So not honey. It's sweet syrupy, but it's not. Doesn't have that honey flavor. It's like sugar, caro syrup, simple syrup.
Okay.
Right. Those 3 flavors are pretty dominant. Now, that is dressed up with, I think, a pretty healthy dose of black pepper. But the persimmon really comes out. They're like the size of your thumb.
Okay.
Here, you can Google them.
I was going to say, I don't even know what I'm like, okay.
They might have, like, other... they might have another name, but I just know them as persimmons.
What is it, like a nut, fruit?
No, it's like a citrus thing. Or... Yeah, it's like a... Like, think of I don't know, tomato? So, I'm not trying to bring weird stuff to the tasting table, but I cook, and I do have a lot of flavors to choose from. And this has a remarkably persimmon kind of flavor on it. But sweet and wood and pepper is probably what most people will pick out. But there's like this little slightly citrus, even if you're not familiar with persimmons, if you've ever had an heirloom tomato where it's sweet but there's that tang.
What's that?
Well, that's a dried one. It's that. Like I said, it's like a little tomato.
Okay. No, I've had heirloom tomatoes. I've never heard of this. Where the hell do you get this?
It's not a tomato. Well, I think they were originally cultivated in China, but they're everywhere now. Brazil is actually a famous exporter of them now.
It says sweet and honey. Is that something you get at like Wegmans? Because it's definitely not something that we can pick up where we live.
Yes, this is not a Walmart fruit that you're going to find.
Yeah, Giant or Wise.
Yeah, there is that flavor on it. You are correct. There is a harshness in the back of the palate that I don't like.
I'm not feeling it.
To be honest with you, what it feels like to me is when you're burning ammonia off, which seems odd because the wrapper looks like this is well aged. I don't know about the rest of the tobacco, but it tastes like, this is a new cigar. I would like to stick this in my humidor for 3 months and try it again.
Yeah. It might not be aged, but it should be. Like I said, I couldn't find it.
That flavor to me, that harshness, what it feels like to me is a cigar that needs to sit in the humidor for a few months and just off gas.
Yeah.
That's what it
Very
that's what
strong,
it tastes
by
like.
the way. So, strength? No, I got it wrong. The body.
Very full-bodied.
Yeah, full-bodied.
This is a full-bodied cigar. Is for strength, I don't know. I've got a 7 right now, 7.2. It feels like one of those Nicaraguan cigars that's going to start as a 7 and end as an 11. So we'll have to see as it goes along. But excited to smoke this. 20th anniversary for AJ, and he's been, like I said, the Bill Murray of the cigar world for, 20 years now.
Yeah.
He's got his fingers in everything. He did a Year of the Dragon for Gurkha.
Yep.
We did not smoke that one. It wasn't available in our region. We smoked the Ram Ramirez. Of course, he did the Dias de Gloria Brasil, which we did smoke on the show. As well as last year, we did the Dominica. And I believe we've also smoked the San Lotano on the show.
Yes, the San Lotano we did.
Great stick. And
yeah, it doesn't say.
one of the things, now we don't have the box here because we bought 2 cigars. Oh, also this is the virgin smoke for you guys out there. I like to smoke one ahead of time for the show.
Yeah.
That also helps me know, like, did I get a good or bad cigar? This one, it's just the first time. I do like doing, the raw smoke because this will be your experience for all of our listeners out there. If you come into the cigar place and you pick up a cigar, that's the one, and you're probably going to judge it, harshly, correctly, or not on the one smoke.
This is our blind taste right here. This is our blind taste.
But I do like to prepare for the show, and it also helps. Like, I've had times when I'm like, okay, these two were different. I think I got a bad cigar the first time or something.
Yeah, kind of like you said with the Year of the Dragon, the Ram Ramirez one. You said you had 2.
Yes.
Wait, you had 3 or 2?
I had more than that. I had like 3 from that first box.
And then that
they
second
were so
box.
good. Like graham cracker. And then, a different box. And I wasn't the only one.
Right.
There was like 2 or 3 other people. I mean, they smoked like an inch of it and put it down. They're like, this is like cardboard, And I think I was like, I'm going to finish it. I paid for it, and then I'm halfway through. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be pleasurable.
Dude, I've done that before. I've had to burn a steak. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point is to enjoy it, Oh, by the way, for you guys that are watching, I hope you like this is the intermediate setup.
Yeah.
We're currently building / refurbishing our podcast studio table, and I've got some additional stuff coming to make the lighting and camera work correct, like the way it's supposed to be. This is close, so it's a lot better than last week, and we're getting there.
Yeah, we're keeping them on their toes.
One piece at a time, but it does look like the...
hey, I see you.
Yeah. This setup's better, so we're getting there. All right, so we are smoking the AJ Fernandez 20th anniversary and undisclosed Nicaraguan puro. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Premium Nicaraguan.
Premium Nicaraguan. Who is that? That's from Cigar Authority. Who is that? Is that Ed Santa Maria? Premium.
Dude, by the way, I hate when any company goes, this is premium. I'm like, that doesn't mean anything for me.
Well, I mean, it's like, buy a BMW 3 Series. It's a premium sedan. I'm like, well, let's start with the basics. Is it fast? You know, like, let's go down the Johnny Midas list.
Premium is very subjective.
Is it fast? And then number 2, is there gold anywhere on it?
Right.
All right.
Is the check engine light on?
Yeah. Well, we did say BMW, so that's good. And the turn signals don't work.
Right. No, they work. The drivers just don't know how to use them. And now not sponsored by BMW.
Yeah. Well, no, it's because you have to pay a subscription fee to use the turn signals in a BMW. They're all like, you can buy a $16,000 Honda Fit with Apple CarPlay. And BMW's like, oh, yeah, it's a $30 monthly subscription. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Dude, by the way, I went to IMSA at Watkins Glen one year, and even the BMW mechanics, like, for the team, they were like, fuck these cars.
Love that B56 motor, but you better know what you're doing.
Even they're like, fuck that. We have the tools, we have the skills and experience. They're like, fuck this car.
Right.
Like, they just pay me well, damn it. I'm not saying names. They just that's what they told me, okay?
Okay, guess what's in the Alec Bradley cigar case, gift from Nick?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
And
this is
Alec
what
Bradley?
we're smoking next week. And I'm letting the cat out of the bag.
Okay.
So that folks can come here to Davidas and pick this up. These are like $16 too. Mm-hmm. This is the Espinosa Murcielago Chicaca.
Yeah. No, not Murcielago.
Yeah, it's Murcielago.
Murcielago.
Whatever.
Right, it's not a Lamborghini.
Murcielago. Sorry for my gringo Spanish here.
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Gringo Spanish, yeah.
No, fucking Murcielago.
Oh, Murcielago.
Murcielago.
Yeah.
Murcielago. Whatever the fuck. Espinosa Chicaca.
Chicaca. Yeah.
This is the TA 2024 exclusive Chicaca.
So I was told, by the way, so this is maybe one of 2 TA exclusives that actually has a different flavor, because everybody else, like, their TAs are just rebanded TAs.
Yeah.
Like, this is a blend
only for.
Yeah. So only available at TAA stores unless you find it online, which you will eventually. So there's something to note for that.
750 boxes of this one, right?
Yeah. It's not.
Super limited of 10.
Yep. Have you smoked Murcielago before? The last time I smoked one was 7 years ago, I think.
It's dark. This one is Connecticut.
Yes, but it's dark.
The other one is dark.
It was good as shit.
And it's got the black bat.
Yeah. I actually smoked the Lancero of the Murcielago, which was really fucking good. And I think it was slightly longer than Saka's. I don't remember. Like,
ooh, somebody has one that's longer than Saka's. Hey, Saka. Not that we do any size comparisons on this show. No. Speaking of which, we're pretty far along in the show. I think it's time for our first break. When we come back, we'll get drunk and talk about our tobacconist tip of the week.
Party mode.
Party mode. Don't go away. And now your tobacconist tip of the week with Angel Solorio.
So, tobacconist tip of the week. So, it's that time of year, holidays and stuff. Again, kind of related. Not exactly a cigar-related tip, but just act right tip. Something I've dealt with before. There was a moment in here earlier that reminded me of this. If you have rewards points at a store and the store offers them, not all of them offer them, but if you're bitching about, hey, where are my rewards points? I don't remember spending them. That's on you. Don't be a bitch about it. Because not every store offers them. And if they do offer them, make sure they don't expire or they are forever. Because some stores, they expire,
They don't carry over to the next year.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So,
very common. Use them or lose them.
Yeah, it is not the responsibility of the tobacconist to put in your rewards every time, even though you're regular. They got their shit they got to do. They will remind you, but if you don't put them in yourself, that's on you. Here, Tom does a great job because literally that's the very first thing out of his mouth. Phone number, name, blah, blah, blah. But if they're not available because you forgot or they expired, that is on you. Be a man. Just buy the stick. Move on.
While we're on the topic, there's a lot of different point-of-sale systems now.
Yeah.
That, like, you can actually track them on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if you partner with Cash App, for example, like that's very common to use these days for tracking points.
Yeah.
You can just see it on your phone.
Yeah.
So retailers can actually help out by using a point-of-sale system and technology that outsources it. Like, you never have to ask me how many points do I have.
Yeah.
It's like when you're at work and somebody's like, how many sick time points do I have? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Manage your own shit,
Yes.
Like, so basically you're telling me you want to call off. Why don't you just tell me that?
Yeah. Square does a great job of it. Like
Square
you said,
as well, yeah.
Cash App. There's many third parties that are great, like you said, become technology integrated. Some places still use like a DOS system.
Yeah.
Not going to name the place. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, just like, okay, you didn't get your reward. Big whoop.
Yeah, no, yeah, that is great tobacconist.
Don't make a scene.
Tip,
Don't be tough on your tobacconist.
Like, where's my points?
Yeah, dude, just... God.
I thought I had 6,000.
No.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
And, of course, there's exceptions, too. Like, you will have limited editions, like the Legends, where it's like, no discounts apply.
Right.
I can't use my points on this. No, you can't.
You can't.
And we're breaking even.
Right.
It's an expensive cigar. So I'm not even making a profit as a store because it's an expensive cigar.
Yeah, it's mostly limited editions, and that's at almost every cigar shop I've been to. No rewards points, no discounts either. No, like, military locker.
Yeah.
Understandable. Again, limited edition. They're breaking even on this stick.
And even if they're making a fucking killing, it's not your fucking store. If you don't like it, then shop somewhere else.
Right.
So,
my point
be a
is,
bitch.
Yeah, don't be a bitch. Don't give your tobacconist a tough time. Don't give yourself a tough time either, because then you're making a scene, and now everybody in the lounge is like, shut up, and so is the tobacconist.
This is Lagavulin, 16 year.
Oh, right.
This is one of the worst whiskeys to pair with cigars. So we're going to pair it. I am a fucking Lagavulin collector. Love their stuff. It's an Islay Scotch. So if you're not familiar with Scotch, there's 3 basic regions. There's Highlands, Lowlands, and Islay. Highland Scotches are famous for, their fruity notes and, delicious complex flavors and sweetness. Your Speyside is like all salty, so this is an Islay, which means it has like that salty brine flavor.
And it says it comes from the Isle of Islay.
Yep, and it's so it's a Speyside, and it is has that iodine. So think Lafroig.
Yeah.
So there you go.
By the way, if I drink this because it's from Scotland, will it make me want to start a revolution?
I don't know. I mean, lately they've been little bitches. They've had chances to pull out.
I know, dude.
And they're like, no, keep nannying us.
So weird.
Thank you for conquering us, Great Britain. Cheers.
Yep, cheers.
Strong medicine. That's a $110 bottle right there. So,
Oh, I thought you were going to say 110 proof. What's the proof?
Yeah, not the cheap stuff. I think it's like 90. It drinks like a 90.
Yeah, it's smooth. It's not.
43%. So, 86 proof.
Okay. Yeah, it's smooth. By the way, Scotland. It's not like some guy named William sacrificed himself to make you free and awesome.
Right. You can take my life, but you can never take my free government benefits.
Yeah.
Said no one famous ever.
Right.
And that is why no one will remember your name.
That's right. Jesus, so many movie references. What do we have so far? What's in the box?
We're going to... the rest of the show, we can only do movie quotes.
Oh, can you put a counter on the screen?
Yeah.
On the
How many...
movie references.
You met me at a very weird time in my life.
Yeah.
Fight Club.
Okay, you're going to disown me for this. Dude, I tried Fight Club a few times, and I just couldn't get past, like...
Fuck it, you're off the show.
Yep.
Don't even finish that goddamn sentence.
Oh, and Godfather.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What? No. Say it as a whole sentence. I need to hear this come out of your lips.
Dude, I could not watch The Godfather.
Oh, fuck, dude. Why am I sitting across the table from you? We should be enemies. We are enemies. Draw, bitch.
Because I made you an offer you couldn't refuse.
But
Yeah.
All right.
I know how to quote it. I can tell you that right now. I can quote the fuck out of it.
Look at how they butchered my boy. That's one of the greatest acting moments in history.
Yeah. I think that made Marlon Brando a career, or was it already made before?
I mean, it was. Didn't Easy Rider come out first?
I think so.
Yeah. But that one really put him on the map because of the acting range, and they used makeup and stuff to make him look like 20 years older.
Dude, it's weird.
Yeah,
it's like, is that Marlon Brando?
Yeah. And he had that scar on his forehead from that motorcycle accident.
Yeah, which just made it cool.
Yeah.
But,
All right. Meanwhile, back in the Burnline movie studio, we are smoking the AJ Fernandez 20th anniversary. So I will tell you one thing. This scotch actually kind of goes good with this cigar.
Yeah, it does.
Like, it added a sweetness to it.
Yeah, so much for not being able to pair it.
It's super challenging. This is a strong iodine-flavored whiskey, but it's kind of mellowed the cigar out. Okay, socials and surprises. You are our marketing plan. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and otherwise disseminate the Burnline brand. If you think we bring value to the cigar world, I think we do. I hope we do. And you can interact with us right here. Any episode, go down to the description box. There is a link tree, and on there is contact us, which is burnlinepodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
And drop us an email. That's where we get our tobacconist tips of the week. That's where I talked about the cutter today. The point is, we want this to be your show. This is a podcast for cigar consumers, and the point is to kind of do the experimentation for you, so you don't have to waste money on a cigar.
I got this. What can we do for you on this day of my daughter's wedding?
Oh my God! Wow. Okay, so I thought you said you didn't watch it. You can watch it.
Like
you
I
sure
said,
quote a lot of fucking Godfather for somebody that doesn't watch. Okay, so worst movie to get quotes from?
Oh, The Door.
Or The Ring. There is no quotes.
Yeah.
It was like creepy music. I was thinking, on a realistic note, Back to the Future.
Why? That's a good movie.
Yeah, but what are you going to quote from it?
Doc!
Right? Like, although, I feel like...
Fly, are you there?
I feel like Biff is reasonably quotable.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? I think it was just because it was cool at the time to hate him. But when Trump was first elected, he was like, oh yeah, Biff was actually because of Trump. You know, I based Biff off of Trump. I'm like, okay. The guy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, that sounds like, when you time passes and you reinterpret what happened to make yourself look better.
But Trump wasn't a dude in the 80s though. Like, I mean, he was, but he would it's like,
if you really want to be impressive, you got to do it like the fucking Simpsons, where you literally fucking prophesy years in advance and it comes true. That's impressive. Coming back later and saying, oh yeah, this guy nobody really knew existed until he became president. Yeah. That's who I bet. Sure, whatever, dude. Okay, there is the surprises side. I already surprised with the Espinosa Michelin TAA 2024. I've got another surprise here. This is the Davidoff Mini Cigarillos Gold. Okay, this is a $50 box of mini cigarillos. There's 50 cigarillos.
And they're all gold leaf.
So they're $1 a piece. Well, it says gold, so Johnny might have bought it. But these are super cool. Of course, these are your mild Dominican, what Davidoff is famous for, cigarillos. These are real cigars.
Yeah.
So this is basically like a Fuma,
Yeah.
right?
This is like a draw me like one of your French whores.
Draw me like one of your... I want you to draw me wearing this cigar.
Yeah.
Wearing only this cigar.
We'll send you one if you can figure out what we just quoted.
So here's... oh, my God. So, but here's the point.
Yeah.
If you like cigars and you have your 15-minute work break, that's the stick for you. And they do last surprisingly long for how tiny they are. Mm-hmm. You can get to 20 minutes out of them.
Yeah, if you chief it, you'll do it in the 15.
Yeah, if you chief it, it's a 10-minute smoke. But you can get 20 minutes out of it if you're savoring it, and it tastes like a real cigar. Yeah. So anyway, and you can pick these up $49.99 here at Davidoff Cigars in Westminster and other places.
Yeah, these cigars are smoking.
Oh God. Nice.
We're going.
All right. So it is time to talk about our finalists for our awards. And so we do awards every year, partly because we want to celebrate our awesome hobby and reward people that are aligned with what we like and our values, right?
Yeah, it's the final countdown. That was a song quote, not a movie quote.
And fail. Yeah. So, one of the things that we do differently is we do award a cigar of the year. Mm-hmm. We have 3 categories: the cheap seats, the regular seats, and the expensive seats. Yeah. But we call them
Nosebleed.
Fine cigars, premium cigars, and luxury cigars. To get cigar of the year, you have to win your category first, and then you have to be smoked on the show, right? So this Fernandez 20th anniversary is a late addition to the premium segment, which is 12 to 20, or whatever, 12 to 19.99.
Yeah,
wherever you draw that line.
If you call now for $19.99.
Yeah, for 3 easy payments. That was a TV quote.
Yeah, that was a TV.
Was it Mike Rowe?
Yes,
he was on Rogan, and he was talking about he was on that fucking
QVC.
QVC, yes. Selling.
Dude, I remember watching that as a kid, just flipping through the channel.
Not ShamWow, but something.
This is live. Yeah, it's so weird. At least our listeners are old enough, unless they just turned 21, then they don't know what the hell we're talking about.
People used to buy stuff off of TV.
Hey, that was easy.
My wife's dad has everything ever sold in the late 19. He has the Crocs with the spikes on the bottom that you pull over your shoes that they came out with. Don't slip while you're shoveling your drink. I'm like, dude, just say no. You don't have to buy this stuff. Call 1-900-TAKE-MY-CASH.
So he has the knives, the vacuum.
Everything. If they fucking sold it, he's got it. Yeah. This is so innovative.
The cat bag.
Yeah, so the cat bag. The cat bag. Yes, first band test went great. Thank you, AJ. His bands always come off. Mm-hmm. He's good about that. All right, so let's talk about our finalists. And we have 3 categories, right? So the fine cigar is below $12. Mm-hmm. Last year was below $10. We had to change it. The industry has changed. Things are more expensive.
Yep.
We have 2 finalists in this category that we smoked this year. One is the Romacraft Maestranza, which is $9.50, and then the J.C. Newman Yagua, which we just smoked a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so good, and that's another $9.50 stick. Mm-hmm. The presentation fucking knocked our socks off, but that first inch is worth the price of admission, dude.
Yeah.
When you're getting applewood smoked bacon, and I mean for real, this is not a stretch. It's this is a fucking so bacon weird. Cigar, yeah. And the Yagua takes it over the Maestranza, and so one of our 3 finalists is the J.C. Newman Yagua. Mm-hmm. It hits our price point. We are advocates for make great cigars that we want to buy, that we can afford to buy daily. Right, that's what we're all about. I know it sounds a little fucking hypocritical coming from Johnny Midas. We smoked I think they're 178 now, the Legends, but they were like 230 when I bought them. It was a big run on them.
Yamatepes, they were over 100.
The Opus X Society, which we haven't smoked on the show, but which is sitting there in my collection.
Mm-hmm. You let that cat out of the bag too.
Did I let that cat out?
Yeah, you got to bleep that out.
Got to bleep. All right. Sorry about that. But, we are a consumerist podcast. So, yes, I like fancy, expensive stuff.
Plus the 100-plus bottles.
Yeah. Yes. So the Yagua hits the flavor notes, and then the presentation, fucking unique, dude. Mm-hmm. Nobody else is doing this shit, and it has this like Indiana Jones fuck you feel, like
found in a jungle crate.
Yeah, like I'm there in my fucking Land Rover Defender 100, you know, with no AC.
It's more Amazon based than the Amazon.
You're right, right. Yeah.
When it comes to presentation.
Mm-hmm. Which the Amazon Basin had a pretty good presentation too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the second category, which we're calling premium, that is the 12 to 20. And we had 2 finalists, the Plasencia Cosecha 151. Cosecha. And it had a 42 score, I think. Mm-hmm. We loved that cigar.
Yes,
it was delicious. We smoked the Robusto, which I think is the perfect Vitola for that blend. You get to the end, and it's just, you're that close to being satisfied.
Yeah.
And you're like, I wish there was another quarter. But if you smoke the Toro, the last inch, you're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
You know, which is fine. Just put it down.
Yeah.
You don't have to get your money's worth or whatever. It's about pleasure, right? And then the second competitor in our premium range, a sort of surprise edition, the CAO Thunder Smoke. So, beautiful presentation. Super unique. It is an African cigar.
Yeah.
And, you know, it has tobacco that is you can't find.
Yeah, those guys literally hike through the jungle.
Yeah, like Kenyan, Zimbabwe, 5 different regions of Africa.
All right, Toyota or Land Rover for that trip?
Well, I'm going to pick a Toyota pretty much every time, just because they're super reliable, availability of parts. Mm-hmm. I can see doing a Land Rover because they come in diesel, and it can be hard to find unleaded gas in lots of parts of Africa.
Yeah.
Like, they have diesel because they do have trucks, you know, like conveyance trucks, like transport trucks. And I don't know, actually, if they sell a diesel Land Cruiser.
I don't think so.
Or not.
They might.
So if it was a choice between diesel and petrol, I would choose the diesel. But other than that, you know, and I'm not a fanboy, but I do have a fucking quarter-century-old 4Runner that I still daily with 270,000 miles on it. So, and the winner between the Plasencia is actually the CAO.
Yeah.
The Thunder Smoke knocked it out of the park. It's unique. It's different. It's affordable. They did a great job with the presentation. That black-on-black tattoo thing. Gorgeous.
Cool shit. Cool presentation. Cool box.
Absolutely. And that brings us to our final category, which is the super fucking expensive category. And we smoked a few cigars in this category. You know, we reviewed them all last week, so I don't want to rehash. But, you know, we had the Legends, the Fuente Padron. We had the Plasencia Ometepe, Oma del Fuego Ometepe, $100 stick. The Cohiba Riviera, which we were a little confused why they're cribbing off this guy's name when there's literally no connection between American Cohiba and the guy that chose to stay in Cuba and is literally hand-rolling cigars at a hotel right now.
In Cuba.
While we're doing this show in Cuba, never left. You know, it came across really weird. And, you know, it smoked good, but not for the price point. Well, our 2 finalists, the first is the Fuente Casa Fuente. And this was categorized as a $25 fucking Opus X.
Yeah.
It was a delicious, amazing, beautiful smoke, like most of Fuente's stuff. Now, it is limited edition. They're just on the shelf now here at Davidoff. So if you can't find them, come on down.
Yeah, they got 2 boxes right now.
Yeah, like, just buy it. Like, it's a great smoke. And, you know, it is comparable to Fuente's. You're going to pay $70, $80, $110 online for mid-20s. And the challenger, the second contender, is the Ray Lewis Legendary Moments 52, which was a cigar that stood on its own 2 legs at a low 30s price point and said, smoke me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter whose name is attached to it. I would smoke that cigar again at that price point.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I can go right over there and show you all the cigars in the 30s I would not buy again, right? This one I would. I think it is worth the price. And so it made it into contention on the strength of it as a cigar. Really great that Ray Lewis can produce an amazing cigar that's like great for cigar smokers.
Yeah.
Instead of it just being a, hey,
Let's
I'm a
just slap your
celebrity.
name,
Yeah. Cough, cough, aviation gin. Proper 12, So the winner in this case is the Fuente Casa Fuente. And there's a couple of reasons. One is it's just a fucking amazing cigar in the mid-20s. It's amazing.
Yep.
The other is availability. So right now, good luck finding the legendary moments.
Yeah, good luck.
Except I think on their website. So I hope that Ray can nail down a distribution agreement soon and get this out there because, man, this cigar deserves to be smoked.
Yes,
and
it does.
Y'all deserve to taste it and smoke it. And so our 3 finalists is the J.C. Newman Yagua, the CAO Thunder Smoke, and the Fuente Casa Fuente. So tune in for the awards show when we'll announce that. And we also have 2 other winners. One is the Manufacturer of the Year. This is a manufacturer that has just stood out this year for something. For one reason or another, they've done a great job. And then we have the Brand of the Year. Right? And we explained the difference. Like the Diamond Crown Julius Caesar is a brand that is owned by J.C. Newman. And so in theory, J.C. Newman could win 3 awards in one night. Cigar of the Year, the Brand of the Year, and the Manufacturer of the Year. So that's how that works.
Big band.
Got your band off?
Yep.
Nice band test.
Pick that up.
It's got the signature. Sweet. So that's our finalists, guys. And of course, we do have the poll still going. If you click in the link to our link tree, there's a poll in there.
Yes.
And you can vote in each category as well as manufacturer, as well as brand of the year. Now, for manufacturer brand, it doesn't have to be a cigar that we smoked, a manufacturer we smoked, or a brand we smoked. We can't smoke them all, dude. There's 52 weeks in a year. I went to Disney, and we have Christmas, so it's really 50 shows per year.
50, sometimes 49.
Sometimes 49. So, we're not going to get them all. So vote. Help us out. And you can vote for cigars that we haven't smoked on the show yet. We have a few episodes left this year where we can squeeze them in. Yeah. And we will. If you get your vote in there, we will be sure to take it into consideration.
Yeah, and this voting is safe for the mail-in ballot, so.
But yes.
Now we're canceled.
So, all right, so we are smoking the AJ Fernandez 20th. Let's give everybody a few flavor notes before we go to break.
So I'm getting a little bit like baking spices now. The harshness mellowed the hell out, like, thank God. I was not a fan of that harshness. I'm getting a little bit of nutmeg, something else that's sweet there on the retro.
So I think the pepper is picking up to the point where it's kind of annoying the other flavors because it is coating the tongue. Now, I'm trying to separate this from the influence of the Lagavulin 16-year. There's some baking spices, and then...
Yeah, the Lagavulin did help, though. It, kind of blew up the flavors.
So the wood component, for me, has turned much more into bread. Yeah. And it's sort of like sliced brown bread, where it's like almost white bread, but not quite. But it has a more bready component. The pepper is pretty strong. It is picked up. The strength is not, though. I'm like at a flat 7. Yeah. I think for strength.
Like I said, it mellowed out.
Yeah. It tasted like it was going to go from 7 to 11, but it didn't. All right, why don't we take our last break? When we come back, we will do our cigar news of the week.
Yay.
Cigar news of the week with Angel Solorio.
All right, news of the week. So, Mr. Fuente, fan over there.
All right, Fuente news. Go ahead, but speak up.
Yeah, Arturo Fuente ships La Gran Fuma, the Impossible Collection, 13 Volume 2. I'm not sure if you got your hands on Volume 1, 2022.
No, I did not. And that's a fucking sore subject, so shut up, Alfumo.
Shit. All right, we're going to scrap that. We're talking about
Fucking cut that shit.
All right, so it is the second sampler of the series, as Volume 2 implies. So, like I said, they came out in 2022, which Johnny Midas did not get his hands on. So,
Rubbing it in over here.
So, as the name implies, there's 13 Fuente sticks on there. So, most of them are Opus X and all their fucking... Unless you want to go through the list, like it's...
No, you don't have to go through the list. People can Google it. But it's a lot of awesome sticks from Fuente.
So,
and it costs $99 million.
Yeah, it's $2,600 per box.
Yep.
So, $3,000 here in Maryland.
Yeah. Wait, how many sticks?
13.
So it's $200 a stick.
Mm-hmm. And there's only 500 available for the U.S.
Sounds about right. I mean, if you're a collector, that's a great investment. The problem with me is I do collect, but I fucking smoke everything. That's what a cigar is for.
Yeah.
You know? And we're going to prove that in a couple of weeks when I show you my super surprise for the holidays. That's it. I'm not letting the cat out of the bag, but we are going to smoke something on our Christmas episode that's pretty fucking cool.
Yes.
And cost as much as that.
Yeah, don't forget,
and is Fuente.
Don't forget to bleep it out from earlier.
No, it's not that.
Oh, no.
No, I don't have to bleep out the legends because we're not going to smoke it on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a beautiful fucking presentation.
Okay.
Continue.
All right. And since we're entering the year of the snake, since Johnny Midas is such a fan of the Zodiac branded cigars, so Plasencia announced, and we talked about this, I think last episode or the episode before, Culebras. So Plasencia is releasing a Culebras for the year of the snake.
Duh. Why didn't why isn't everyone doing this? Yeah. So
they listened to the show, by the way.
Yeah. For our folks out there, if you missed it, we talk about vitolas from time to time, and we had a little recap recently. The culebra which means snake in Spanish, is like 3 lanceros twisted together, and it means snake, and they kind of look like snakes bundled together. So yeah, year of the snake culebra.
Yeah.
Duh. But I'll bet it's expensive.
It is. So each box of the Plasencia El Año de la Culebra, it's in Spanish, edición limitada, so will begin shipping and releasing in the beginning of the year, so around February, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to be 2 types of cigars. 8 of the cigars are going to be 7x40 Lanceros, so obviously they have to be Lanceros so they can do the twist.
Yeah, but a 40's not a real Lancero.
Listen,
I'm just saying.
Hey, listen.
Okay.
While 2 of the cigars are twisted into a culebra, most culebras are made with 3 cigars, though this isn't going to be the first time of the 2 concept. All 10 cigars are going to be made with 7x40, and like I said, 2 are twisted. So it's like so it's 2 and 1.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, so 2 are twisted, 1 is not.
And there's 10 groups of 3?
Yeah. So, yep, per box, $490 per box, but $49 for the bundle, which is not bad.
Yeah, I mean...
For Plasencia?
Yeah, it's not terrible. $50. It's in my territory. It's in Johnny Midas's price range. I gotta collect that, dude.
Yeah. So, there's that. You're the snake. All right, Aventura, the Royal Returns Queen's Pearls Lancero. Jesus Christ.
Okay, the Royal's Return is an Aventura brand line. Queen's Pearls.
Yeah.
Jesus fuck, they got a lot of... Aventura makes good cigars though, man. I love ADV.
So ADV and McKay has produced 100 boxes of 20 for the Leaf Masters, which distributes in Abu Dhabi. So this is in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, this is okay, 100 boxes. That's fucking limit. I mean, that is not a limited run. That is fucking like one guy sat there in one afternoon.
Yeah. So it's a 7x40 Lancero. Uses Ecuadorian grown Connecticut seed tobacco for the wrapper and binder, while the fillers are Dominican Republic, Ecuador, and Nicaragua.
Our listeners should play a drinking game where every time we mention an Ecuadorian wrapper, they got to take a drink. Yeah. We'll all be drunk every show.
Yeah, and then 100 of the boxes are going to be signed by the founders.
So this sounds like super collectible. I might have to look into how I can get one. I got a couple connections in UAE.
Yeah. So there's that. So limited edition. It's like almost every week it's limited edition.
I wonder how that would work with customs.
It shouldn't be hard. It's from Abu Dhabi. They don't give a shit.
I don't know.
We're friends.
Yeah, but there's got to be like tariffs or something, right?
Nah.
Not yet.
No.
But
Yeah, not yet.
not until January
Tariffs.
20th. We're going to have tariffs on everything from Abu Dhabi. They're going to be the greatest tariffs you've ever seen. Yeah. Tariffs are amazing.
It's the best word in the dictionary.
That's not from a movie, but I feel like that counts. It's from TV.
He should. TV. He's a TV dude. I mean, he was in a couple movies.
Yeah, Home Alone.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Fucking A-list right there.
What was the hotel, the Ritz? Something.
Yeah.
Anyways, Agent Room. I think this is how you pronounce it. La Bohème. It's kind of French.
La Bohème.
La Bohème.
The Bohemian.
La Bohemian. Ooh, yeah. Is returning with a new blend. So this will now be a core line blend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Agent Room has a new core line.
Yes.
La Bohème.
Yeah, it's going to be made from La Palma and the DR. Now, AJ Fernandez is going to be helping in this. It's a collab.
Of course,
yeah,
AJ.
AJ, let's go.
Bill Murray of cigars.
Yeah. Well, the blend is changing. The La Bohème line will be offered in the same 4 sizes. So, the Mimi 3.5 by 46. Pittori. Here we go. I don't want to say the names, but they're calling it their own Vitola.
Oh, that whole fucking Vitola thing.
Yeah, so Mimi's 3.5 by 46. The Pittori is 5 1/8 by 52.
Okay.
La Poeta, Poeta 5 3/4 by 54, and the Musico 6 1/4 by 60. Like, who sits there and says, "Here, let's just give them some fucking names"?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, Romacraft did that with their fucking. I can't pronounce this shit. Like, how do you mix a castle and a fucking cavalry and what? Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So, good deal. Appreciate the news of the week.
Done, dude.
Well, fucking wrap it up, dude.
All right, this is the last one. It's
here.
kind of sad news, but we have to talk.
Oh,
about
I'm gonna save the sad one for last.
it. Yeah.
Fucking okay, Mr. Stage Presence.
Wait,
Go ahead. Lay it on me.
Didn't they? Who was the dog they took out back and shot in the movie? Wasn't that at the
Old
end?
Yeller?
Yeah, wasn't that at the end of the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is kind of like that. We got to put Old Yeller down at the end of the movie.
What was more traumatic for you as a kid, Old Yeller or Where the Red Fern Grows?
Probably Where the Red Fern.
Yeah, it was pretty traumatic.
Yeah. Old Yeller was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, that's what you do. You shoot rabid dogs.
Yeah.
I mean,
But anyway, so this is going to become, it's not only a U.S. issue, but the EU is now recommending like full-on generational tobacco ban and just use of e-tobacco in public across the EU, which is like, okay, fuck you.
yeah, fuck all this fascism.
Yeah.
You know, and by the way, while we're on the subject, Canada, get your shit together.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you?
And then Massachusetts is now considering, I think it's in the Supreme Court, that's also part of the news. Massachusetts is considering a statewide generational tobacco ban, which is like, dude, what the fuck?
Well, this is also why it's so important to support TAA, CRA, Cigar Rights of America, and partner with people that are going to fight for your right to enjoy this fine premium product. You know, it's just insane to lump this together with cigarettes.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. You know, that is insane, and we shouldn't live in the kind of world where politicians are so mentally retarded that they can't distinguish between the two.
Yeah.
It is absolutely crazy that we would think that we live in that world. Unfortunately, we sometimes do. Now, the FDA has come down on the right side of stuff a lot lately, and that's because of some hard-charging fights. And we need to keep up the battle because it's never ending.
Yeah.
But the idea that, you know, in occasionally smoked $20, handcrafted, all-natural, premium, organic vice that I can enjoy as an adult gets lumped in with fucking, you know, cotton candy flavored vapes for kids is stupid.
It's not the
right?
same.
Like, use your fucking brain. Yeah, like nobody's buying a fucking $16 AJ 20th anniversary, you know, and chugging it behind the school.
So, yeah, so two things. It's kind of weird for Massachusetts to do that because we literally had a war in 1776 to not fall to this kind of bullshit.
In Massachusetts?
In Massachusetts.
Wasn't that the Boston Harbor?
Yeah. And then Europe does their thing, something stupid like that. That's why we don't do that shit. That's why we had a war, so we wouldn't be like.
Well, that's why Brexit happened. You got
Right.
these fucking assholes in Brussels that are like, "Hey, let's just be fascist. Let's tell people here's what you can and can't do."
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, and
It's
I don't have a problem calling it out as no, it's immoral.
Yeah.
Shut up. How arrogant are you that you think you can tell a grown up what they can and can't put in their body?
Yeah.
You know, and you're going about it sideways. You know, strangling the businesses so as consumers we can't enjoy it. Oh, by the way, we had this thing in America called prohibition. Let me tell you how that worked out.
Yeah.
You know,
And it's still working wonderfully today,
like
right?
the levels of stupid are so deep. You know. Meanwhile, at the same time, it's like, hey, let's legalize marijuana everywhere and chuff clouds of smoke, but we're not going to talk about that. You know. Okay, so now that you've thoroughly pissed off Johnny Midas,
I didn't.
yeah, you fucking did.
It wasn't me that did
You get to decide what you put on the news show, and you always pull some shit out of your ass that gets me worked up.
I didn't pull it
At
out
the
of
end
my
of the
ass.
show, yeah, you kind of did. Okay, so that was the only cigar news of the week, all of it? No, you picked. You pick and choose, and every week you're like, I'm going to needle him. I'm going to stick it in his side and twist it.
Last week it was all good news.
Whatever, dude. I don't want to hear it. All right, so is that it? Okay, good. Let's go ahead and rank this cigar. We are smoking the AJ Fernandez 20th anniversary. Shockingly, this cigar goes very well with this Lagavulin.
Yeah.
Which I say, like I bought this for a special occasion, and then I paired it with a milder cigar,
Yeah.
and it was just fucking trash. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna, I was gonna save it for like the Christmas episode or something. It's a nice bottle of whiskey, and I was like, I can't because it doesn't pair, but it actually paired with this cigar, oddly. So,
What would you say? Is this like a full body liquor? Almost.
I don't know what they use. Like they don't talk about
The language.
that so much, but
I know they're kind of doing wine.
it's fucking. It's that like this is. Who's that guy from Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
Nick Offerman's
Nick
character.
Offerman,
Yeah, like this is Ron Swanson. This is definitely a Ron Swanson whiskey.
Yeah. So real quick, you got to make fun of the wine people. We had this conversation.
No, I'm not making fun of the
Okay,
wine
we're not
people.
going to do it. Maybe
Not
later.
today. We're running out of time.
Okay.
I will save that for another drunk date. All right, let's talk about presentation. We don't have the box because I couldn't afford the box, but it looks good, as usual. It's Fernandez. I think the presentation on this cigar was stellar. The wrapper is phenomenally gorgeous. It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
In fact, the biggest complaint I had about this cigar was this fucking, and I don't think this is cedar, by the way. This looks like something else.
Like balsa wood, Spanish or something.
It's definitely not cedar. Yeah, this is like poplar. But just because it hid the beautiful skin, like I wouldn't have done that.
I think it took away from the presentation.
I think it did, and it didn't add flavor because it's not cedar. The band's absolutely gorgeous. This is old money.
With
You know,
gold,
like
yeah.
black leather, 2 tones of gold, like a matte and a shiny. Just AJ knocked it out of the park as usual. I don't know if it's him or if he just has a phenomenal art team, but they are so good
Yeah.
at making beautiful boxes and sticks. I'm gonna give it a 9 just because of the wood.
Yeah, I was going to say 9, because
Yeah.
1 point for that
Yeah, just
wood.
1 point for that.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, but since you're on the art subject, like, some of the best AJ art is the New World stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, the Dias de Gloria too, like the original red box. I have it on my dresser.
Oh, nice.
At home, I put like my rings and watches and stuff in it when I come home from work, because it's just fucking beautiful. It can sit there and it's a work of art on its own. And then the Brasil is similar but green. The problem is the shape.
Yeah.
The original one, like it's big in a tray and you open it up. You can use it for stuff.
Yeah.
The Brasil is like, shaped like it's more vertical.
Yeah.
Right? But it's gorgeous with that Brasil green. All right, so let's talk about construction. We had 0 issues.
Yeah, none whatsoever.
Absolutely none. I've got a little piece of the wrapper that's kind of coming apart here. I can take a point for that, I think.
Mine is perfect.
Burn was good. I mean, it's a 9 or a 10.
It's a 10 for me. I didn't have any
Right.
issues. Quadruple cap.
I think that's fair. I think a 10 is fair. This isn't going to do anything anyway. Yeah, just perfectly constructed, perfect draw all the way through, no change, burned great. For a podcast called Burnline, the Burnline is great, and you might have noticed how evenly it burned.
Yep.
And we weren't it wasn't fussy. Yeah, I had to touch up because I'm running my mouth the whole show, but great construction. All right, so price at $16.30 something, some change. Not the cheapest. And I guess this has to tie into flavor and experience and everything else to judge the value. I've got it as like a 6. 5 is average.
Yeah.
It's a little. You're getting a little bit for your money. Just the visual display and the construction, I think. But I'm not sure I can go 7.
6.
6. Yeah, I think 6 is fair. And so that brings us to flavor. Now, there was some harshness at the beginning.
Not a fan.
It burned off. Yeah, not a fan of that. The overall notes, I do think, it has that Nicaraguan pepper. It kind of, overpowers.
It's pretty robust. I almost look at
fairly robust.
Yeah. I want it mid.
I think mid because it did kind of in the middle. It sort of introduced the wood evolved into more bread.
Yeah.
Added some baking spices there, and I don't know if they were always there and you couldn't taste them over that harsh.
Yeah.
Definitely full-bodied, but I would say mid for flavor. It's not simple, but it's definitely not complex. I think that most of your experienced cigar smokers, they're going to smoke this and be like, "Hey, that's a satisfying smoke."
Yeah.
But it's not special. It's not like, "Oh, this is so new and different." But it's also not comfort food. You smoke the whatever it might be, depending on your palate. But the Fuente Hemingway, and it's an old friend, and it just hits all the right notes. It doesn't have any of that. So I've got a 7 for flavor. It's pretty good.
I was gonna give it a 6.
6?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do 6 because we did 10 for.
That harshness kind
yeah, I think that's fair. It's not super awesome. That's the only way I can put it. It's a good cigar. But it's not great. It's not awesome.
Yeah.
And then experience. So I think it's a great experience to have a cigar where they put attention to, hey, you're smoking a beautiful cigar. It's a work of art. It's super limited, in its use case. You can't walk the dog. You can't, it's strong enough. I'm not sure that I would grill out with it.
Dude, no, it's too strong for that.
I think you could smoke it outdoors in the summer. I think you could
definitely have a drink.
Have a drink.
Not an empty stomach.
Yes, after dinner cigar, smoke with friends, and go to the lounge. It's not an exclusive lounge cigar. I wouldn't do any kind of physical exertion. I wouldn't even have this at a football party. I'm screaming my head off. I would, it's a little strong for that.
Yeah, not a breakfast food.
And this does not pair well with a lot of stuff. I can't see you combining this with too much except a steak dinner.
Yeah.
Black and blue steak and this, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
So I've got a 6 for experience. I could go higher.
No,
but,
I agree 6.
And at that price point, fairly limited. So this is the AJ Fernandez 20th anniversary. I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah.
And it is available here at Davidoff Cigars. 16 and some change. And final score is 37.
Okay.
So not bad. Yeah, high 30s. It's in really good company there. I think if, you like cigars, definitely pick one up and try it.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to end up in too many people's permanent rotation.
No.
And it's not going to be it's not a core line. It's not going to be available forever, so that's good. But you should try it. And if nothing else, just as a shout out to Fernandez, he's done so much for the industry.
20 years of AJ.
Yeah, you gotta try it. 20 years of Bill Murray, and that's it. So there you have it, our finalists and J.C. Newman 20th, which we've got a little bit left. Let's smoke it off the air.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us on Burnline Podcast.
Wait, hold on. No tombstone quote to end it or anything?
A tombstone quote to end it?
Yeah.
I'm your Huckleberry.